We have joining us on the program. This is a debut of our FaceTime interviews. We have Luca Ricchiutti, we have Scott Ruark, and Jay Campbell, all from the Astro Falcons 16U newly crowned championship team. Guys, how are we doing today?
Good. How about you?
We're doing good. I'm sure we're not as good as newly crowned champions. Scott, from your perspective, what was it like to kind of see this summer kind of come into fruition and get a championship for the team?
Well, first of all, it was nice to be kind of back to normal with us being able to play a lot of baseball and get some tournaments in there and host the World Series and actually, have a whole season and not a shutdown season, or if you want to call it a short season. So we had a lot of fun. Great group of kids. These two kids are phenomenal. A1, not just a ball player, but as people themselves. So very fortunate I was able to coach these guys.
And Luca, you had a great season at the plate. You hit 337, 21 RBIs. Talk about kind of some of the things that you had in your approach this summer and what worked so well and what it felt like to win that championship.
Yeah, it was a great feeling. I just had a lot of confidence at the plate. You have confidence, you start hitting better. So I try to be confident every time I go up.
Do you think your confidence got better as the summer went on and as you got more and more games in at Scene Park?
For sure. When we started winning and picking up those bigger type of wins, the confidence started rising, and then we all started hitting better. And then when the top of the order, the bottom of the order strung together, that's when we got all those runs.
You also play in the middle of the infield, and you're kind of one of the linchpins of that defense. What was it like kind of playing behind this pitching staff? We're going to talk to one of your pitchers in a minute, but behind this pitching staff that pitched so well this season, and you got to play defense behind them in the middle of the infield.
Yeah, it just made our job easy. A lot of ground balls. There's a lot of strikeouts. Not many hard ground balls our way, so it's kind of made our jobs easier.
And Jay Campbell, you appeared in more games than anybody. You appeared in 11 games this season on the mound, and ERA of 3.79. You struck out 17. So talk about your job in the circle. What was it like to kind of be the guy that your team relied on most, and take that pressure and take that on your shoulders and do as well as you did this summer?
Well, whenever I got into pitch, my main job was just to hit my spots. You get some ground balls. I didn't really care about how hard I threw. And then, obviously, when you have guys like Luca and Jay Michael and all our infield and outfield, it's pretty easy to pitch to them. So I didn't really have that tough of a job.
And then you did a great season at the plate. What was it like kind of switching that mindset, going from pitching to hitting and making sure you put your best foot forward on both sides?
At the plate, I just tried not to think. Whenever I thought, I didn't do too well. So I just tried to clear my mind and just go up and swing the bat.
All right. So you guys in the NABF championship, you didn't go the way you wanted. You lost that game. What was it like to kind of bounce back and get right back into the Class B semifinals and be able to succeed after that tough championship game? I'll start with you, Coach.
I don't want to answer for them. It was kind of tough. I even seen a lot of the kids' faces when we played, game one of the semifinals coming back, and I think we were up a couple runs, and it got rained out again, and it was a different type of playoff atmosphere this year, but the kids did a great job. They came together at the end, and we were probably playing our best baseball at the very end.
And Luca, you talked about confidence. I mean, how did you kind of get your confidence back after that NABF championship game and come back with an offense that was just as successful as it was all season in the Class B semis?
Yeah, the NABF didn't go as planned, but we all kind of came together and wanted it to go our way at the end. So we all came back and had a lot of confidence, and then we all just started doing well at the end.
Okay, did you ever kind of kind of struggle with any confidence after that championship, or were you kind of really itching to get back into the semifinals and really get that taste of the NABF championship out of your mouth?
As a team, I think we all wanted to get back and win a game. As you know, it didn't go as planned, and we didn't play that well in that game. So we all kind of wanted the season the way we wanted. So I think we all had confidence coming back and we knew we were going to win.
All right, guys. Now, what I want to talk about is kind of the NABF as a whole and what it was like to kind of get back to having that competition. We didn't have the NABF World Series last year, and now you kind of get to go compete against not just teams from around the state, but a little bit around the country, and what that was like for you guys to be exposed to that kind of competition.
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, well, it was just a great opportunity. I mean, to see, every team was really good, so every game was a pretty good game. So we just had to stay in it the whole tournament. It was really fun. Probably the most fun I've had playing baseball ever.
Luca, what about you?
Yeah, it was some great competition, some great teams. It was just fun to experience that with my teammates, and it was a lot of fun, good competition.
And Coach, from your perspective, I mean, getting to kind of go on the field against all these different teams and being exposed to a lot of different competition and different atmospheres, what was that like for you?
Oh, it's always fun. You get to see a lot of people that you've had, you've coached against in the past. And I think I said it to the Longhorns when we lost to them. I'm sure we're going to see them again. It's not like good teams don't die out. Good teams stick around. But I will say that, having both these guys at 14U, and we won the NABF World Series then, we had a lot of high aspirations to win it again this year. Ran into a really good pitcher that kept us off balance and made a few mistakes for them to win the game. Other than that, it could have been a 0-0 game after 7 innings. The way Jay pitched the first 3 innings, perfect through 3 innings. It just, we needed a couple little things to happen, and they just didn't.
Scotty, from our perspective, I know that every season presents its amount of challenges, right? Last year was Corona and getting all these games in that short time period. This season, it seemed to be the rainouts. What do you think was the biggest thing that they kind of was it more challenging last year or more challenging this year with the rainouts and the makeup?
I think it was more challenging this year. I think the rain it played a lot of havoc. And, I give the kids, especially like Jay and Luca and Seth are 3 main 16-year-old kids that are more like captains than they are players. To get the team up all the time. A lot of times, you get rained out. You don't even know when you're playing next. It was like I couldn't find a field available for games to be played on. So we tried our best, and we were able to get a lot of baseball in. They played a lot of baseball, had a lot of fun, and I expect nothing but great things from the 2 of these kids.
Jay, from your standpoint, is it hard to mentally just be able to get up and down all the time? I mean, you're mentally preparing yourself to start a game all day, and it gets rained out. Did the rain play issues with you and your mental capacity for this season?
It did a little bit. I tried to just not think about the start until I absolutely had to, because I felt whenever I thought about the start, I always messed up a little bit. So the rain sometimes it hurt a little bit, but not so much to me. I'm sure it hurt some of the other players though.
All right, Luca, I've been waiting for this interview for a long time. I got to talk to your little brother Teo yesterday, and I said, listen, I'm a huge fan of what he does, and I'm a huge fan of your family, but I did ask Teo if he was going to be better than his brother Luca, because you've put on a clinic this year, my dude. Talk to me about how important baseball is in your family and how important it is to keep the tradition alive with your younger brother.
Yeah, we always play baseball. It's always fun and teach him little things, but I don't know. It's always for everyone, and he'll keep it good. He'll be good. Maybe.
All right. Predict you in the prime of your careers, who's going to be a better baseball player, you or your brother?
I'd like to say me, but I don't know. Good.
He's a better foul ball chaser. I can tell you that right now.
I love it.
Before we had you guys on, we talked about kind of balancing, all the stuff that the kids do nowadays and all the baseball you guys play. I mean, Scotty talked about it. You guys played a lot of baseball this summer. How do you guys kind of balance the baseball and the social life and the schoolwork? And if you have a job and you have to go put in the work to get the money too?
That's a good question, guys.
Yeah, it's a little tough, but there's a lot of time in the summer. There's a lot of hours in the day, so you can get it done.
I feel that it's pretty easy when you have a team like the one that we had. Going to a baseball game it's like hanging out with your friends pretty much. So it wasn't too much of a problem for me.
Look at that! It's just easy, that's what we predict.
I think Dad's probably got a different perspective of that.
Yeah,
Scotty's down.
A couple more years, they'll figure it out. Couple more years, it's not so easy. There's not a lot of time in the day in a couple more years.
Guys, when you look at it from a championship perspective, when you put that Astro Falcon uniform on year in and year out, there is a championship caliber, an expectation of winning, and not just championships, but winning on and off the field. What is it that makes it so awesome to be an Astro nowadays? We'll start with you, Luca.
Yeah, I think it's just the expectation. We always expect to win. We always come in the mentality that we're going to win the next game and the game that we're playing today. So, it's a shock for us to lose. So, if you're with that, it's hard to lose.
Jay, go ahead.
Yeah, in the organization, the standards are so high. So, when you come in, you're expected to win every game, and when you lose, it's an upset. So you got to come back.
Scott, let's talk about the Class B real quick. This is last year. Class B was really the only place around here. You guys started it. You went out on a limb. You set the bar very high on playing and getting out again outside your house. You guys always set the bar a little bit higher each and every year. Talk about the people down at Scene Park that make things happen that maybe don't go noticed all the time.
You got a great bunch of guys that throughout the league and the field. With Bob Beam and Steve Leslie, and we even have a lot of people on our board like Tommy Otto and Tim Joyce and some of the guys that do the background work to make sure that things happen. Yeah, we went out on a limb. The nicest thing about this season was at the end there we were able to shake hands and it's little things like that you forgot about. That after a big game or something where you're able, you're tipping your hat or doing whatever you need to, but just seeing the kids' faces. And telling them good game and everything. That was much different than it has been in the past. And I hopefully looking forward that it'll continue to be that way for years now.
And you brought up Steve Leslie. He popped in during this interview and just said how much he loved you guys. And we talked about how much he has meant to this program. And Scott, from your perspective and all the things that Steve Leslie does for the Astro Falcons and does for YSN as a general manager and all the other nonprofits he pours into, just talk about kind of what he means to the baseball community and what he's meant to you in your career.
Steve's a vital part of our Astro organization. With all the younger teams that are out there, we start pretty young. I think we had a 9-year-old team this year.
Yep.
So a lot of these guys stay with our program for a while. I have, on our 16U team, we had a boatload of 15-year-olds that have practically been with the program since they were 9 and 10 years old. So we kind of get them young and try to keep them in the organization and just you got to keep getting better though. You just got to work hard and you got to want to compete. If you don't want to do that, you're going to be on somebody else's team.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us today on The Running Point. The 16U championship team Astro Falcons. We have Luca Ricchiutti, Jay Campbell, and Scott Ruark all joining us. Thank you so much for the time. Congratulations on that championship win. And we look forward to seeing what you guys do next, because I know you guys always stay hungry, and you're going to do big things in the years to come.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, boys.